Just gonna stay right there. All right, so if you are joining me for the first time, my name is Elaina from Maui Yoga Live, and today we're gonna be kind of practicing a dynamic planks and Pilates flow, along with a little bit of yoga, just to get us all warmed up and to use our core. Yes, it is. It's beautiful here. They call Maui, if you look at it on the scale, and I'll have to post a picture of it. And if you were to place it, there you are, Anthony. How are you? How are you doing today? And if you are looking at it from the ecliptic, and if your ecliptic was the spine, then Maui would be placed right at that crown chakra. So that is how we are here today, just expressing ourselves and celebrating in that joyous connection. Oh, it's good to see you too. I would like to see you live as well. Please give a shout out from wherever you are from, and welcome to Maui. I'm so glad that you can join us here today. Yoga is very difficult, but is it really? I try to tell people that it's as easy or as hard as you make it. So just instead of overexerting yourself, just come into that place where you can be and breathe. Take as many breaks as you like, and then rejoin as necessary. Hello, if you're joining us for the first time. So I'm so glad that we're able to stay here, connected, bring you into our world, into Maui. Yes, from wherever you are from. Know that you are not alone. We are all here and in this together. Thank you so much for the retweets and the shares. If you know anyone who can benefit from a little free yoga and meditation, then please feel free to share as much as you like. Hello to you too. Welcome to Maui. So let's go ahead without any further ado. We're going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to start in child's pose. So just come onto your mat and bring your knees wide or together if that feels better. You just want to come into that place that feels good for you. So knees together or apart, arms long with your forehead down. You just want to find that place where you can relax. Close your eyes and sink into your breath for just a moment. And really take your time on the inhales, the exhales. We live in a time where we're go, go, go. So let's do the opposite of that right now. Let's start to slow everything down. And let go of everything you've ever been told about yourself. Start with a blank page so you can sink yourself into this truth. It takes a few moments to let go of all that chatter that goes on in the mind. And when you meditate in nature, that chatter starts to replace itself with this truth, with this language, with these sounds that resonate, that feeling and vibration within you. So that is why it's so important to meditate in nature so you can stay connected to everything, knowing that you are connected to everything, and ultimately the universe is on your side, there to help you out. So aligning yourself with that energy. And now let's start to harness our energy. As you inhale, see if you can slow your breath down by breathing in and out through your mouth only, or through your nose only, keeping the mouth closed, and maybe even constricting your throat, making the passageway in your throat just a little bit smaller. So you're pulling air in on the inhale, very slowly, and then pressing air out on the exhale, just as slow, if not a little bit slower. You start to breathe in this ocean-like power and sound and vibration that elevates you into that heightened state of consciousness, and also breathing in and out through your nose only, keeping the mouth closed. It relaxes your entire central nervous system. It's one of those little tricks that you learn along the way to keep yourself calm, because you are most powerful when you are relaxed. You surrender and give up your anxiety, stress, worry, and fear, and you surrender it to the calmness. And align yourself with that power so you can rise above, ride the waves, not be affected by life's transgressions. That's what we all want. Yes. Yes, we are here to help each other out. Yes. Now contract your power, harness it by pulling the pelvic wall up and the navel in towards your spine. Hello, drone. There's drones flying around wondering what we're doing. The eyes in the sky, yeah? So pulling the pelvic wall up and the navel in towards your spine. This will harness your power within. So when you breathe in through your nose, you send it all the way down to the base of your spine, and then pull it up as you exhale, up and out. You're using that energy to breathe within to you. More life force, light, love, and prana, oxygen to fuel you. And as you exhale, that's just as important, because you're using your exhale to expel and dispel anything that's stuck within you that needs to be recycled up, back out into nature and away from you. So there's that balance between the ebb and flow, the inhale and the exhale. Good. Now slowly start to breathe your way up onto all fours, and we're just going to come into a few rounds of cat-cow here. Breathe off quick. So just make sure your hands and knees are about hip-width distance apart. This will help you balance. Just going to move back and forth with our breath at your own pace as you inhale, arching your chest, lifting the tailbone high, and exhale, round your back, belly in, rounding the shoulders away from themselves, chin to chest. Inhaling again, so you're just stretching out your spine. You're doing whatever feels good to you, and just easing your way into the practice. You're getting connected and attuned to what's happening inside your own body, knowing that each day is different. So we're just going to warm up the spine, just giving it a few moments to see how your back is feeling today. So if your back is stiff, just breathe life into it very slowly with that focus control. As you lengthen and stretch each vertebrae. So we're just exploring within ourselves and connecting to that with our breath. Now this time, the next time you come up into your cow, go ahead and lift and extend the right leg long behind you. Now think about lifting past the crown of your head and past the toes to get as much length as you can. Then bend your elbows, keep them tucked into your sides, and dip halfway down for your push-up. Good. Press back up. As you exhale, bring the knee round the back in and tuck it tight like a ball. Other side. Inhale, lengthen left leg back. As you lift your heart center forward, getting as much length as you can, bend the elbows, dip it down about halfway. As you exhale, press back up. Round tuck, knee in towards nose. 2 more times each side. Inhale, lengthen right back, nice and long. Come down for your push-up. Press back up and exhale, round, tuck it in. Other side. Inhale, left leg extends. Really reach it back. Bend the elbows, come down. Press back up, exhale to round. 1 more time. Inhale, extend, right leg long as you lengthen. Bending the elbows, keeping them tucked into side, stacking your joints. Good. Press back up and round it in. Last time, creating that heat. Inhaling, left leg lengthens back. Bending it down. Pressing back up and exhaling to round. Good. Now come back into neutral. Tabletop position, so really pull forward through the crown and back through the base of your spine, lengthening, giving as much space and length between each vertebrae, and then pulling the navel in. Now the trick to not overexerting yourself is to relax your heart center and your lungs so that breath easily flows in and out, no constrictions. So practice that feeling for a moment. Strong core, relaxing your chest, and lengthening your breath. Resisting that urge to pant it out. And just exploring that feeling of contracting certain muscle groups while relaxing others. Harnessing the power of that energy. Good. Now we move on. Inhale, right arm forward. Left leg lifts up and back. Extending here in your tabletop and making small adjustments along the way. Sometimes we hike the left hip up, so just roll your left hip down just so it's even with the right. And then reach back past your toes and past the fingertips. This is literally how we get past the self. Reaching forward beyond ourselves to align ourselves with that energy that's all around us. Good. Now bending your knee, pointing your toes straight up to the sky, and half arc, rainbow arc, your arm all the way back, just gripping onto your foot, inside or outside, whatever feels best for you. And then once you have your grip, lock your eyes at one point. You still the eyes, you still the mind, the body will follow to help you balance. And once you have your eyes locked, slowly kick back up and away into your grip, allowing your shoulder to open up naturally. Good. One more breath here. And release it down. Extend it long and down. Good. Other side. Coming into your neutral tabletop position, left arm, right leg lifts all the way up and back. Now remember, we're grounding down, yet lifting up at the same time. Lengthening and reaching. And always making adjustments. So never be afraid to make adjustments while you're in the yoga pose. We're always moving, changing, growing, and evolving. Getting life to fit us and our particular needs for our own individual, original, particular bodies. So don't think you're ever stuck in a pose, because you're not. Always adjusting, breathing, and being. We may look still, but actually it's the very opposite that's happening. It's active. Bending your knee now. Moving on. Breathing the left arm up, back and away, catching your foot. Locking your eyes. Finding that balance within. And then once you have it, slowly starting to kick back up and away into your grip. Just taking your time. There's no forcing, pulling, or straining. Just allowing yourself to naturally grow by breathing your way into it nice and slow. Good. One more breath here. And as you exhale, reach it long forward to release and down. Good. Now come back into child's pose now. We're just going to give our shoulders a break. Reaching the fingertips long. Arms down. And now pulling forward into low cobra. So you're just going to pull your hips forward. Lengthening the chest all the way down. Body is long. And toes point right back behind you. Legs are nice and active to stretch out your lower back. Anchoring the hips down into the ground. And then slowly start to lift your chest up through the crown of your head. So let's counter all of that hard work that we just did on our spine. Coming into this low cobra. One more breath here. Opening up. Heart center forward, rolling shoulder heads back. And exhale, press back over the knees. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up into your first down dog. Now start to walk your dog out left and right, bending one knee, straightening the other. Allowing your head to just relax there. Now breathing deep and free into the base of your spine all the way. Round and round through it as you press your hips back up into the sky. So again, down dog is just a diagnostic pose to see how your back feels today. Warming it up, looking for any pockets of tension that you might have, getting to know your body, and bringing awareness into it and breathing into any space where something might be stuck within you. Just going to let it go. Good. And now inhale, three-legged dog. Right leg just lengthens back, long behind you. We're still warming up, so we're going to come into a low lunge. As you exhale, bring the right foot outside of the right hand. Back knee comes down, and you're just going to come into that lizard stretch where you really stretch your hips forward, but not too much to where it feels good for you. And then come down onto your left forearm, parallel to the top of the mat. Now your body starts to rotate open towards the right automatically. So just pressing down into the ground and lifting up out of the bottom joint of your shoulder as much as you can. So breathing here for just a moment before we come into that X stretch. To connect to your breath, engage your core, relax your lungs and heart center. And then inhale, rainbow arc. Right arm comes up and back to grip your foot once more. Then once you have your grip, lock your eyes one point, lengthen your spine, and gently kick back into that grip. Up, back, and away. Up and out. First few minutes of practice are searching out those pockets of tension so that you can release and relax them. Letting go of any rigidness, creating that heat to make you more malleable, inviting more energy to those places that have become calcified within. Last breath now. And release. Right arm comes back. And just coming back onto both hands, squaring your body back to the front, tucking the back toes, lifting up your back leg nice and long, and then stepping right foot back to meet the left. Now coming into plank, knees can come down for this first one. You're going to tuck the tailbone under, lengthening from the crown of the head. Again, legs are nice and strong, still pressing back past your toes. So you can align yourself with that long line. Arms are straight. Now bend the elbows or bring the elbows in towards each other. So it's that deep rotation within the shoulder joints will help you stack your joints, get you ready for planks and Pilates. Bend the elbows, lower it down, all the way into low cobra, chest to the ground. Inhale, lifting up the chest, dynamically engage your legs back. Beautiful, good. As you exhale, press back over your knees, tuck your toes, lift your hips, back into your downward facing dog. And again, just walking it out left and right. Taking your time with your breath. And getting ready for the other side. Inhale, left leg. Lengthens back nice and long for your three-legged dog. As you exhale, step your foot outside to the left hand now. Bring the back knee down. Coming into your lizard pose. So just bring the right arm down parallel to the top of the mat and allowing your body to start to rotate open towards the left. Now ground down, yet lift up out of your bottom shoulder joint. Engage your core, relax your chest, and when you have that, bend your back knee, point the toe up to the sky, rainbow arc your arm all the way back, rotating your shoulder open as you kick back up and away into your grip, opening up towards the left side, lengthening your spine as you breathe it here. Taking it easy on your body, one more breath. And release, bringing the hands back to the front, straightening the arms, tucking the back toe, lifting up that leg. And then we're gonna step both feet back to meet each other once again. Now this time for the flow, see if you can keep your knees lifted for Chaturanga Dandasana. Then bend your elbows, lower down halfway. Pull forward through the crown of your head, press back through your heels, and inhale, roll over the tops of the toes. Lift the chest into your upward facing dog. Heart away from the heels. And use your core. As you exhale, pulling the belly back up and away, hips to the sky, straightening out through the shoulders by pressing your chest back towards your thighs for downward facing dog once again. Now take a breath here. In through the nose, slow. And out through the nose, slow. Good. Now moving into high plank, come back forward, lowering the hips down. Side plank now. Left hand stays right where it is. Right arm comes up, reaching the fingertips up towards the sky. Just come onto the sides of your feet. Bottom knee can be up or down. Fingertips to the right ear. And we're just going to breathe our way into 3 crunches. So you're slowly going to be using your breath, bringing the elbow to elbow as you roll down, and then opening back up towards the sky again. So exhaling it to close, inhaling it back up. Or maybe just staying, one more. And rolling it back up. Reaching the arm long, hand comes down, child's pose, hips to heels, knees wide or together. Just to breathe into your shoulders, arms can reach long. Or in vitro, sliding the backs of the palms to the sides. Whatever you need to do to relax your shoulders for that moment. We wind it up in yoga to also release it down, to balance our action with relaxation. That way we choose how much energy to bring into our being, where and how to use it. We're practicing how to do that. And keeping that energy harnessed by maintaining the breath slow, in and out through the nose, resisting that urge to pant it out. Here on the mat, we train for life. That way, when the whole world seems to be falling apart with that around you, you stay grounded, centered within, in your own being. That calm eye, center of that storm. All right, other side. So coming back into plank, setting the hands, coming up onto the toes, tilting the tailbone under, lengthening all the way through the crown of your head, back through your heels, elbows tucked in towards each other. This is the secret to plank. Get your shoulders nice and strong. Right hand stays. Left arm reaches up to the sky as you come onto the sides of the feet. Lifting the hips up and reaching up for that helping hand to alleviate pressure off of your bottom wrist. Now fingertips to the ears. As you exhale, next exhale, going at your own pace, bring elbow down to meet the other. Inhale, opening all the way back up. And exhale, rolling it down. Inhale to lengthen and rise. And coming down on your exhale. Good. Inhale to lengthen. Reaching it nice and high. And then bring your hand down, back into your child's pose once more. You take that moment in between that strength training. Allow that stillness in your muscles to absorb that power that you just put there. Keep it harnessed within you. Good. And now slowly coming back forward into your high plank. We're just going to lower the knees down to the ground, tilt the tailbone under, lifting up through the crown of our head. Coming into your mermaid, so leave your left leg down on the ground nice and strong. And just to bend the right toes up towards the sky. Now keep the right hip lower down even with the left, and we're just going to pulse it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right knee comes down, lengthening the leg nice and strong, lifting the left knee up. Same thing, 10, pulse it, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knee down, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Press the chest back towards your thighs. And either walk it out or do whatever you need to do to release any pressure off of your lower back now. Good. Taking a few deep breaths. Aloha Fridays. Fridays is a day of love where you can just let go. Let your hair down and let it all just hang out. Let go of the effects of the week. In my opinion, I think it's the best day to do your workouts because it's when you feel as if you love yourself the most, especially on the day dedicated to love itself. Now inhale, three-legged dog. Right leg comes up, nice and long behind you. This will be the last sequence before we move on. Bend your knee, opening up all the way, so hip open to the sky. Coming into your three-legged dog here. Now you have the option to stay here or flip your dog. Now if you like to flip your dog, beautiful. You're just going to flip over, feet land about hip-width distance apart, ground the heels down, lift your hips up as you reach the down forward. Beautiful, beautiful. Maybe even coming into a full wheel. Oh, I love it. Yes. That's gorgeous. We're only here for one more breath. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly making your way back into your three-legged dog once more. Good. Now straighten your leg out nice and long. Square your hips, so roll your right hip forward, lengthening it out. Now we're going to pull forward into plank on the breath. Inhale. As you exhale, pull forward into plank. Right knee, right elbow. Staying strong. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen right leg nice and long. Exhale, bring the knee in towards your third eye this time. Inhale, lengthen it back. Last time, exhale, now twist. Knee to left elbow. Good. Now straighten your right foot. Set it down on the ground for wild thing. Yes. Yes. And now lift the left arm up towards the sky, opening up your body, the entire front side. You got it, Tyler. Good. A little crazy. Allow yourself to get a little weird in yoga. And release. Slowly bring the left hand back down to the mat. Lengthen the right leg long. Pull forward into 3-point plank. See if you can keep that back foot lifted. Almost there. Now flow it out. Bend the elbows, lower it down. Hover halfway here. Inhale, set the toes down. Open up the chest, upward facing dog. Good. Exhale, use your core to pull your hips back up into down dog. Beautiful. Child's pose once more. Hips to heels, arms long. Breathe it out slow. In through the nose and out through the nose. Feel that energy, that magic, that heat you created within. And now we're going to use it. Come back into your high plank and downward facing dog. Press your chest back towards your thighs. Take a breath here, a full breath before moving on. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Now we've already got the right side done, so now you know where we're going. Inhale, left leg lengthens all the way up and back. Now open up your hip to the side, bend your knee. And just breathe it here for a moment. Good. Now you can stay or flip your dog. And if you flip your dog, you're just gonna flip over, feet land hip width distance apart, then ground down through your heels as you lift the left arm up towards the sky. Good. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. Lengthening up through the chest. Good. Good. And slowly make your way back into the three-legged dog once more. Good. Just doing the best that you can. Wardrobe malfunction. Lengthening your leg back to long now. Squaring your hips back to facing forward. Taking up breath here. Inhale. Getting ready for the crunch. As you exhale, pull forward into high plank. Left knee to left elbow. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen leg back up. Three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the knee in towards your third eye. Good. Inhale, lengthen it back up. Exhale, now twist. Knee towards the left elbow, right elbow. Left, right. And now straighten the leg. Setting it down on the ground. Anchor nice and strong. Wild thing. Bring the right arm up. Opening up the front side of the body towards the sky. Kicking through both balls of your feet. Pressing the toes nice outwardly motion. Good. Good, beautiful. And now coming back into your three-legged dog. Lengthening the leg high to the sky. Last part here, pull forward into high plank. 3-point plank with the foot lifted. Bend the elbows, lower down halfway. Good. Inhale. Tops of the feet come down. Upward facing dog. You guys are doing awesome. Exhale, lift back up into your down dog. Take a breath here. And now pull forward into high plank all the way down into belly down Shavasana. Arms can be to the sides or head to their fingertips. Just doing whatever it is that you need to do to relax for a moment. So start to regulate your breath. Slowing your breath down. This is that transition. So we're transitioning from standing vinyasa into the ground. So breathing that away. just going to release our spine here now. Getting ready for the Pilates part of the class. Let's take one more deep breath here. On your next breath, slowly start to come back up, sitting down, and you're just going to take your ball. We're going to swing your legs around. Coming in to, and I'm going to go this way, that way you can see a little bit better. Coming into the Pilates portion. So what you're going to do is first connect to your abdominals. So make all the adjustments you need to make sure you're lying down on a flat surface. Take your time so that we can build on a solid foundation. Setting ourselves up for success, right? So lengthen your spine, bring your knees up to tabletop, and just place the ball between the knees. Now if you don't have a ball, that's okay. Just lifting the shins up and just lifting it here. The first thing we're going to do is really connect to our core. So pull the navel down towards the ground, tilting your tailbone under. That'll connect you deep into the base of your abdominals. That wraps around the back of your spine. And then lengthen your shoulders and the top of your head away from the base of your spine. Lift your heart center, but then point your rib tips down towards your toes. Relax that heart center. Breathe free and easy. Strong core here. Now take your palms and press them into your knees. Straightening the arms. So you're pressing your knees away and pressing your knees into your palms at the same time. Shoulders are down your back, away from your ears. So there's a lot of space between the earlobe and the top of your shoulders. Now again, it feels like we're doing everything, but it looks like we're not doing anything. We're just laying around on the beach. But in this case, we're doing the exact opposite of that. We're working your core and every single cell in your being all at the same time as you breathe here. So continue to press into your knees and press your knees away the palms of your hands. Now breathe that focused, deep, long breath. Last one here. Really finding that connection to that core within you. Good. Now take the ball. Straighten the legs out, point the toes, arms above your head, and release. Relax every muscle up and down along your spine, front and back. Take those energizing breaths, preparing your body for what's ahead. Now this is how you balance your night and day. We rest during the night so we have energy to make it through the day. Yeah, that's the same thing we're doing right here. So taking the ball and just squeezing it now. Arms are straight, elbows are rotated, locked in towards each other. Shoulders down your back, away from your ears. Engage your core. And now slowly starting to bring your knees in. So you're using your core to pull your knees all the way back up to parallel. Arms stay lifted above the head, and now we're just going to extend the right leg, reaching past the toes. And slowly switching. So use your core to pull the right knee in and press the left leg away. Good. And switch again. So here we're just warming up, conditioning ourselves to use the core to pull the right knee in as we switch and pressing the left leg away. So these moves do not happen unless your core allows them to. All led with the breath. Switching again, pressing the right leg out while pulling the left knee in. Again, switching it out, using the core and leading with your breath. Last time, press the right leg out, pull the left knee in, and this time bring the ball to the outside of the left knee. Now really reach it far and press the back of your arm and the outside of your knee together, igniting your core all the more, pressing through the toes of your right extended leg. Good. Now we're going to lift the right leg and lower. Lift the right leg as you press and lower. Use your core to make this happen. Lift and lower. Now tiny little circles. And then the opposite, counterclockwise, tiny little circles. Good. And release to the other side. Right knee comes in. Reaching to the outside. Engaging your core nice and strong. Now lifting the leg nice and high. And then lowering the leg down. Lifting as you squeeze the ball, pressing into the center and down. Lift the leg up high and down. And as you extend past the toes, draw tiny little circles, round and round. And then tiny little circles the opposite direction. Round and round. Good. And release. Lengthening the legs nice and long. Reaching the ball over the head, and now just allow every muscle in your abdominals to just unwind and relax. Using your counterpart. For every up, there's a down. For every positive, there's a minus. So here we ride that wave. We have the power to choose which way we go. And here, we learn how to harness that power and just utilize it to whatever we need to make happen in our beings, in and out. Okay, now we're going to come into sit-ups. And this time, it's going to be a little bit different. So you want to separate your feet nice and wide, well, just a little bit further apart than your mat. And then once you do, lift your shoulders up so you can adjust yourself up just a little bit. Then you're going to anchor your heel down into the ground. So your legs are nice and strong. So you're pressing your legs back down into the ground. Now this is a secret to the sit-up. Now if you need to roll over and sit yourself up, some days I even do that. Feel free to do whatever works best for you. So the ball is overhead. Bottom half of you is anchored down, nice and solid. Take a deep breath, inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to sit up. Okay, I'm in a hole, so don't judge. And we're just going to lengthen and reach to the outside of the right foot. Right hand on the bottom, left arm on top. And you're just going to rotate yourself open to the side, anchoring down your left hip as you open up. Want to use every muscle of your core as you can. Good. Now come back to the center. And we're going to roll it back. Nice and slow. I'm going to come out of my hole. Always adjusting. Good. Reaching the arms up nice and high, inhaling. And as you exhale, coming all the way up to the outside of the left foot now. Left hand on the bottom, right arm on top. Rotating open as you sit the hip down and back. Using your side obliques. Coming back to the center. And rolling it all the way down. Lengthening it up. Squeezing the ball. Anchor your legs. Exhale. Sitting up again. Reaching to the outside.